Hello, friends. Welcome in, one and all. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show underway for another day, 6 minutes after 3 o'clock. Happy to have you with us this Wednesday, February the 4th. Hey, fellas, alert for you. Only 9.5 or so more shopping days until Valentine's Day. Don't be that schlup in line at the Publix or wherever you happen to do shopping with the flowers and the little box of candy at 4:30 in the afternoon. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Come on, y'all. Ken Weaver, I feel like Ken Weaver's been that guy before. Ken Weaver, have you ever been that guy?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have to.
Oh, yes, boys. Yeah.
I've been there, done that. That's why I can tell you it's 9 or 10. I guess February 4th would be. I guess that would be 9 shopping days left until Valentine's Day because you better have it ready to go early in the morning. Remember, fellas, this is not a day for you and her. It's a day for her.
Yes, sir.
And you are expected to be the guy that, pleases her in whatever fashion of your choosing. Ken, how's the day been going so far?
Day's been going okay, Brother Murphy, for me anyway.
I hear that traffic kind of sucks.
Yeah, traffic does. It sucks. It was like rush hour, basically whenever I got here.
Mm-hmm.
It has eased up a little bit right now. 24, good old I-24 seems to be the point of contention, as it is every day.
Yes, indeed. Unto each life some rain must fall. And if you're a 24 traveler, all I can tell you is I bet there are portions of your life that are much better than mine. You know what I mean? I'm certain that there are things that happen in your life that are worse for me than for you. Travel home, probably not the case.
Now, the good news about 24 is they are finally fixing the part of I-24 in Smyrna that became a gravel road.
What?
Dude, I'm not lying.
There was gravel on the highway?
It was basically like a gravel road.
Well,
parts of I-24 through Smyrna.
That doesn't sound very good.
It's terrible. Terrible. I've got brand new cracks in my windshield because of it. I'm sure a whole bunch of other people do too.
Yikes. No, that's never any good. Well, God bless you if you live out on 24 out that way. I know you have your own travels and travails and all of that. So we'll keep you up to date all afternoon long with what's going on in the traffic, weather situation. Ken Weaver's on the news. He delivers twice an hour and when it breaks on Super Talk 99.7 WTN from News Closet B. Always good to catch up with the headlines. Jackson Williams, Young Jackson, Y2J, Jay Willie, Reaction Jackson, Action Jackson, Truffle Butter. He is with us behind the glass, making sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. Always you on the telephones. I love taking your telephone calls. I love interacting with the callers. All you have to do is give us a ring, 615-737-9986. It's what we do on a day-to-day basis. I don't know what I would do without you, and I thank you. And I hope that you feel the same about me. 615-737-9986 is the telephone number. That's also the super text line, and you can communicate with the broadcast in that fashion as well. Now, there are other ways to communicate with us. You can find me on social media platforms like the X Machine at Matt Murphy Show, Facebook, Matt Murphy Show. I'm on Instagram occasionally, Matt Murphy Show. I'm generally Matt Murphy Show everywhere I go.
Yes,
I'm on Threads, don't go there. On Blue Sky, don't go there. Where else am I?
You don't go on Blue Sky?
Brother
Murphy, you would crack me up on
every once in a while I go over there to see those people. They live in a different world over there.
Oh, yeah.
What about Freddie O'Connell? And the next time he's on, I'm asking him about this. What about, he's got like 7,000 followers on Blue Sky, right?
Yeah.
He has 22,000 followers on the X Machine.
Oh, okay.
These are basically the same platform. Blue Sky is just a liberal snowflake version of Twitter because they couldn't handle it that somebody that they didn't like owned a Twitter. So, and that Twitter decided to be an even-keeled, equitable free speech platform.
Let everybody on.
Yeah, let everybody on, let everybody speak their piece, and if they offend you, you can move on down the road because you don't have the right to not be offended by me.
Right.
At least that's the way we used to feel about it in the United States of America. I think half the country feels differently. Anyway. So, yeah, Blue Sky, I went over there and I started an account just to mess with the liberals. And I got bored with that pretty quick. So, but Freddie is on Blue Sky and he's making announcements that people need to see on social media, but he's not making them on X. And it would not, unless I'm wrong,
you'd have to do that on every platform.
Well, what skin off his nose is it to do it on the X Machine platform? I don't understand. It's like he's intentionally decided that he is not going to inform people who are on the X Machine the same information that he's going to deliver to them on the Blue Sky because, well, he doesn't like Elon Musk or something. I don't know. I don't know why. You have 3 times the people that you're reaching on X as you do on Blue Sky, yet you're only posting information on Blue Sky, on your official mayor account. It makes no sense. I'll tell you what doesn't make any sense either. The Nashville Electric Service doesn't make any sense. I do not understand why Teresa Broyles-Applin is still employed. I don't. We carried the press conference for you live, not only on 99.7 FM, but we also carried it for you streaming on our variety of streaming platforms. That is something that we would not be able to do today or in the foreseeable future for some reason, and I don't understand why, but I won't get into all of that. But sadly, for those of you watching the platform, if we play videos for you, you will not be able to hear them or see them because we've been limited. Can they hear them? I suppose you'll be able to hear them, but you won't be able to see them anymore because of some reason that has not been made. I mean, I guess it's privileged information, and I've not been made available to that information. But Jackson informs me that that is the case. So until something changes, we'll try to figure it out. We'll try to do as best we can. For everyone, whether you're watching on Supertalk 99.7's WTN Supertalk TV, that's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. Thank you to the YouTube chat over there. We love you over there. Hey, like and subscribe us one way or the other, whether we're playing you videos or not. How much does that cost, Ken?
Absolutely nothing, boys. Yes.
Nothing. Nada. Zero. Zilch. Just a second of your time, if that, to hit the thumbs up button, because I want to have more thumbs up than Chris Hand. That's all I'm saying.
How many's Chris Hand got?
I mean, I don't know, but he's talking about it all the time. He's using his children, Ken. You hear him.
Oh, that's right.
He's like, oh, my kids need shoes. Oh, my kids need clothing. Like, whatever. You know, my dog's got to eat too there, pal. So there you go. Like and subscribe. It won't cost you anything but a second of your time. This is episode 971 of our gatherings together. It's also day 381 of Donald Trump's second term as president of the United States of America. We use that just to make the liberals crazy. You can also find us on a variety of other platforms, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, our own app, Supertalk 99.7 WTN. It is a Wednesday edition, and we're pleased that you've decided to join us. I think, although we had to cancel the podcast earlier today, that was on me. I hope and I think that Cameron will be along a little bit later on in the 5 o'clock hour and beyond. We'll also speak with Nashville Metro Councilwoman Courtney Johnston at 5:05 this afternoon in our studio.
Has she got her power back yet?
I don't know. She might be one of the, 8,000 now, Ken?
7,568.
Well, 7,005. That's just a pittance. That's a nothing. If you're one of the 7,500, know that they're very, very pleased with themselves at Nashville Electric Service that it only took them 11 days to get this far. They are so pleased with themselves that the chairman of the Nashville Electric Service Board has decided to come out and offer a thumbs-up vote of confidence for the CEO, Teresa Broyles-Applin. I wonder if this chairperson was asked to do this or if she did it on her own. No clue. It is the definition of being tone deaf that people have suffered like they have suffered. People have died in this community. People were cold for days, for weeks. People were working their butts off. Neighbors had to help neighbors we did it right here on this radio show. We were connecting people together. We were going out trying to find gas for folks. We were getting to this place and that place to make sure that people had heat. All the while, the Nashville Electric Service wants to remind you that they're working really hard and they're so pleased with the job that they're doing. Nashville Electric Service, we love us. Are your lights on yet? Well, they'll get there. Don't worry about it. Nashville Electric Service is not only, we know, everyone, including Freddie O'Connell, including the board members, they know that their management is incompetent. Whether they'll admit it or not, they know. But they're not just incompetent, they're also liars. Teresa broils at... I want to say this calmly so I don't get accused of, being out of my mind with anger or whatever. I want to say it calmly, so if this gets repeated to anyone, you'll hear it in a calm and soothing voice. Teresa Broyles Applin is a liar. And why she chose to lie to the people that she serves is beyond me. It is the definition of the Nixon rule. Y'all know what the Nixon doctrine is? I came up with it years ago. It's the Nixon. I call it the Nixon doctrine. It is basically, it's not what you do that gets you in the most trouble. If you do something and you try to make it right, oftentimes you can get out of that. It's when people call you on what you do and then you start lying about it, that's what truly gets you in trouble. Richard Nixon did not have to resign from public office because some schmuckos that worked for his reelection campaign decided to break into the Democrat headquarters, and then he found out about it. Nixon had to resign from office because he decided to lie about it and try to cover it up. And that's not good. Well, I have no idea why Teresa Broyles Applin has decided to lie, but she has. Am I the only one willing to call it out? Why are people so afraid to say the word liar? Why are people so afraid to call out lying when they see it?
You mean using terms like untruth?
Yes, untruth, or she misspoke.
Yeah, misspoke. That's the big one.
I love that one. Oh, I misspoke. Oh, you mean that time when you lied to everyone? Is that what you mean? Just unbelievable. So that press conference we played yesterday, kid.
Yeah.
They shared that on their social media.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Nashville Electric Service did. If you go to their YouTube page today, you know what you'll find? You won't find that press conference.
You won't find that
They originally streamed that press conference live on their YouTube, and it went up on their YouTube, as our streams do. We stream live, and then once the live stream is done, we post the entire show up on our YouTube page, Supertalk 99.7 WTN. Nashville Electric Service did the same thing, yet you cannot find it today. I was talking to good friend Michael Patrick Leahy, who is the editor-in-chief of the Tennessee Star, and they're doing great work over there at the Tennessee Star.
They're doing some digging.
Yeah, kudos to them because they're digging around and they're finding some great information, and we like to give credit where due. Hat tip to Michael. But I was talking to Leahy earlier today, and I'm like, where is this press conference? And he goes, well, I'll send you the minute or two that we have of it. And so I have some audio that I'm going to share with you later from the press conference that I had to get from the Tennessee Star because I can't get it from the Nashville Electric Service because they've pulled the entire press conference. Do you want to guess why they pulled the entire press conference?
Yes.
It was a disaster. That's why. An absolute... What a bunch of bozos. Misspoke. Yep. NES. Well, John in Lawrenceburg said, NES, we'll leave the lights on for you because we know yours are out. Alabama Power, I don't know that they still have this slogan. They had this slogan, and I ridiculed them for years when I was in Birmingham, Alabama. You know what their slogan was, kid?
What?
Alabama Power, always on. And I'm like, don't use a slogan that is fundamentally untrue.
Right.
Like when I hate you the most, right? And I understand that crap happens. I understand that the power goes out from time to time. We get it. We understand that occasionally we have electrical outages. We get it. But the angriest I'm going to be with a power company is when the lights are out.
Yeah.
And so your slogan is going to lie to me when the lights are out and I'm trying to find you and I go to alabamapower.com or whatever your website is and it says right there on the top, Alabama Power, always on. And I want to punch that computer monitor in its face. Like, why are you lying? And so my slogan for Alabama Power is, our Alabama Power, always on until the lights go out. And then we're not on. anymore until they come back on, and then we're on. NES. Yeah, she misspoke a lot yesterday. She lied about the weather report. She either lied about the weather report. I don't want to be accused of being mean-spirited. I don't want to be accused of saying things out of school. She either lied about their knowledge of the weather report, or she's so completely out of touch and incompetent with her understanding of the weather report that she needs to be dismissed immediately. So we're reaching the point where you are either a complete liar or you're a complete buffoon. Either way, you don't need to be the head of the 10th largest power company in the United States of America. Okay? You are either completely dishonest or you're so out of touch with reality. Either way, you need to get the little box, go into your office, pack your personal things, get them in your car, and off you go. And go be nasty at various restaurants around town, which, by the way, it's my understanding that you have a reputation for. I've had multiple people tell me that Teresa Broyles-Applin goes to restaurants and is just completely nasty to the people that she deals with at restaurants. And I could name them, but I won't. Anyway, so we'll dissect it today. Andy Ogles has a few things to say about it. He'll be on with us at 3:35 this afternoon. We'll speak to Representative Ogles about his open letter to the Alabama. I was talking about Alabama Power, to the Tennessee General Assembly regarding the desire to take over the power company itself. Jack Johnson, speaking of the Tennessee General Assembly, Senate Majority Leader, will stop by the studio at about 4:05 this afternoon, and then the aforementioned Biz Johnston at 5:05. Loaded show, 23 after the hour. Happy to have you here. Your call's always most important. 615-737-9986. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. What's going on? How y'all doing? You doing? How you doing? You doing all right? How you doing? Y'all doing good? Jackson's got a new hair. Can anybody see Jackson's haircut? Do you have an ability to show everybody your haircut?
Brother Jackson has got a fine head of hair.
He does have a good head of hair, and he got his ears lowered, as my grandpa used to say.
Yes, sir.
Got his ears lowered the other day.
He doesn't even use any product, I don't think.
I don't think he does it. Well, why would you when you got that nice looking
hair like that?
Head of hair?
I did get a haircut today. This morning.
Yeah.
I needed it.
What barber shop did you go to, Jax?
I went to a salon.
Is it the kind they put a hot towel on you?
No, but it's the one I've been going to since I was about 5.
Oh, okay.
You went where?
A salon.
A salon.
What, you think this happens at a barber shop, bud?
I guarantee you that could happen at a barber shop. What? Why? What? Whoa. Thank you, Ken. Whoa. You smacking on barbershops?
No.
Well, you just sounded like you did.
I'm just loyal.
You don't think you could get that haircut at a barbershop?
No, because the lovely woman who cuts my hair does not work at a barbershop. She works at a salon.
And she's been cutting your hair since when?
A long time.
What if she's like the worst hair cutter ever and your hair would look exponentially better at another place, but you've never tried anyone else? You know what I'm saying?
I'm good not knowing.
How old is this lady's got to be old. What happens when she dies?
I don't like thinking about that. She's a lovely family friend. She's probably listening right now. So why don't you go ahead and talk about her death? Go for it.
Ma'am, I don't know you. All I'm saying is when I ask a fella what barbershop he goes to and he tells me that he goes to the salon, and you said it that way too. You didn't say salon. You didn't say, you know what? I think I would have reacted better to beauty shop.
Beauty shop? What am I, 100?
No, but how is...
What am I, your age?
Excuse me. How is going to the salon different than going to the beauty shop?
That's the name of it's called, I don't remember the name of the place, but it's like called something salon. You've
been going there since 5. She's a loyal family friend, probably listening to the show, and you won't even give this poor woman a little plug.
Shout out Jeannie.
What's the name of her place?
I don't remember. I know where it is.
Do you? You know where it is? I bet it's over there in Old Hickory, isn't it?
No, it's on the county line of Davidson and Wilson, right there in Mount Juliet.
Oh, on 70?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know where she is. I think I need to head on over to the salon.
Next to the tax place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know exactly where she is.
Exactly.
I know where
right across
she is.
from Sir Pizza.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Jeannie. Way to go, Jeannie. I'm sure you have many females waiting to get their hair done, and Jackson. I mean, it's one thing. That's fine. Go to the salon. But then he's Ken, did I hear it wrong? He kind of, you wouldn't get this kind of haircut at the barber shop. Kind of cutting down barbers, man.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, see what I did there?
Ba-doom-ba.
It's called Bon Allure.
Who called you and told you? Somebody called you. Somebody texted you. Who texted you?
Nobody. I looked it up.
Get ready to say this like for some recent press conferences.
This feels.
I misspoke.
I bet Teresa Broyles Applin gets her hair done at the old Bon Allure or whatever the hell it's called, too. That's good. I like it. Well, your hair looks great, Jackson, one way or the other. It's 32 after the hour at Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's 20 minutes until 4 o'clock. Thank you for being with us. Thank you to Representative Andy Ogles for everything he does to represent the 5th Congressional District of the great state of Tennessee. And he joins us on the Murphy Show hotline this afternoon to talk about some activity going on in Washington, D.C. But before we get to that, we want to talk about activity going on in his district and in the metro area of Nashville, Tennessee, as we discuss the power outages that linger 11 days after the ice storm. Congressman Ogles, good afternoon. Welcome in, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, I mean, first off, thanks for all that you guys do in educating the public and also being a resource. But, as we've seen with the, Nashville is always in that transition zone. Do we get snow? Do we get ice? More times than not, we get ice. And obviously the consequence of a lot of ice is down branches and in some cases power lines. And unfortunately, NES was ill prepared for the inevitable.
I mean, you've clearly defined where you stand on this. I've read your open letter to the General Assembly prescribing what you think is the solution for this. But I want to get into that. But, I mean, what are your constituents telling you? Are you hearing from any of them, Andy? I know that you have folks that are on the NES system. Are you getting response from them over the last week or so?
Yeah, I mean, we literally just received a call. I mean, I was on the House floor voting and just got back, and it was a family of 8 with kids, and they don't have power. So we got the family's information. We reached out to NES and asked that they make them a priority because of the fact that they have vulnerable, children in the household. But the thing that people need to understand is, look, I understand that you have forces of nature, but NES did an audit back in November of 2025, November 20th to be specific, and their own internal audit they graded themselves, gave themselves a failing grade on vegetation management. They knew they had a problem. And what did they do? Nothing. They were more focused on DEI training than they were vegetation management. In fact, they cut their budget. So when I look at Williamson County, when I look down in a rural county like Murray County, where you're going to expect to have lots of damage from storms because it is rural, we didn't have those problems because our power companies were doing their freaking jobs. But NES has gone woke. And so now you have roughly 90,000 people, 90,000 to 100 without power. You still have lingering issues, and it was all preventable. And their own audit cites the fact that they knew they had a problem.
Well, they knew, and now they're trying to cover it up by lying to the people that are directly impacted. I mean, obviously, yesterday's press conference was an absolute disaster. Teresa Broyles Applin should have been fired days ago. Sadly, she remains employed. Hopefully, she will be gone sooner rather than later. But what do you believe, and I've read some of your ideas, what do you believe is the prescription for success moving down the road, Andy?
Well, obviously, NES needs an overhaul. And so if they're going to self-determine, which means they're going to actually enact policies that are good policy management, vegetation management, if they should follow their own recommendations from their own internal audit, then maybe there's a path forward, but not with this current president, CEO, director, whatever title it is. But that being said, the Tennessee Law 7-52-112, so the mayor appoints the city council, my understanding, confirms. So there's a mechanism by which the council could intervene. But let's say, for example, there's not. The Tennessee General Assembly is the one who's going to issue charters. They could essentially step in the same way they might take over a school system, could step in and say, we demand changes to the NES board and to the leadership. But they absolutely failed. And ladies and gentlemen, this cannot be understated. I mean, you have people whose lives were lost because of poor management, and they knew they had a problem. I literally was driving around downtown Nashville and kind of that Vanderbilt area this last week, and there was just branch after branch laying on power lines, branches overhanging power lines. You come down to Murray County, which is rural, doesn't have the budget and the manpower that Nashville has. You don't see that kind of nonsense. They literally just came through my road, and they came onto my property and asked permission. Hey, can we cut these trees down because we're afraid that power line may be affected? I said, sure, go ahead, right? But they were being proactive. November 20th, 2025, we posted it on my social media. Their internal audit cites the fact that they have inadequate vegetation management, and it will lead to prolonged outages. And where are we today? Prolonged outages, and people have died. Enough is enough. It's time for accountability. She needs to go. The board needs to go.
So you're calling on the General Assembly to exercise, and I'm reading from your letter here, its constitutional authority to take immediate steps to, number one, assume direct oversight of Nashville Electric Service, and then you go on to talk about dismantle the current governance. I mean, do they have the ability to immediately take over oversight?
I'll leave that legalese up to the attorneys, but clearly action has to be taken. And, unfortunately, I find myself in that situation of having to be the person that calls for action.
Mm-hmm.
But these are my constituents. They're calling my office begging for help. Unfortunately, I don't have a seat on the board of the electric company because I would be raising absolute HELL if I did. So what I can do is bring light to this and call on those like the speaker, like the lieutenant governor, and ask them to step in because, again, clearly this is a state jurisdictional issue. It also is a local jurisdictional issue, but I can certainly do my job and ask for accountability, use my team and the resources here of my office to conduct the investigation like we have and give that information to the respective authorities. And so I'm here to serve the General Assembly and help them make sure that this never happens again in Nashville. We never have a prolonged outage. And I get it. Mother Nature can be tough sometimes, but we get ice every freaking year.
Well, yeah, and I don't know of anyone, no one that has called this radio show, no one that experienced outages. I don't think they begrudge outages. We understand that it happens. We understand that, things happen, Mother Nature happens. But the prolonged nature of this, the preventable nature of this, the fact that as you well know, Andy, they'd staged less than 200 linemen, and we're hearing that Charlotte, North Carolina had 18,000. Atlanta, Georgia had 10,000 linemen. We knew that ice was coming. All of us knew. We reported on it. And yet, sadly, NES leadership, this is not against the line workers. God bless them. They're working their butts off, but there just weren't enough of them on the front end. And like you mentioned, there was just not the tree trimming and the vegetation mitigation that needed to happen prior to this event.
Absolutely. And again, this is not something that you can fix overnight. So this is months, if not years, of lack of accountability and simply doing the job that they're tasked to do. And the president herself has said, well, she didn't want to mess with the beautiful trees. I got news for you. When you have a big freaking branch hanging over a power line, you got to cut it.
Right.
We had a giant oak tree, again, right next to a power line. And as much as it broke my heart to see them have to cut on that tree, guess what? They cut on that tree. And so it is what it is. And so, look, this is a serious situation. And I want to underscore, lives were lost because of this storm and because NES was ill prepared. And we can't just brush over that. And so, look, she needs to go. There has to be an accountability mechanism. And here's the problem with the with the way NES is currently structured, there isn't a whole lot of direct accountability, neither to the mayor, to the council, or to the General Assembly. So that structure needs to be changed. So whether it's the shareholders, the members, in other words, the folks who are are serviced by NES, and keep in mind that you have individuals outside of Davidson County that are on the system, and they have no representation on that board. And so, again, it's time to revisit how NES is structured and make sure that this never happens again. And look, like you said, the forecast, they were talking about this storm for like 10, 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
We knew it was coming. Now, my kids were hoping for 2 feet of snow, but instead we got 2-3 inches of ice, and which is the worst case scenario.
Right.
Again, we knew the storm was coming. They did not have individuals and equipment pre-positioned. And like you said, look at Atlanta, look at Charlotte, look at those communities around us, how they prepared, how they managed their systems. And again, look at little old rural Murray County. We didn't have these problems. We lost power for a day. I totally get it, and I totally understand. But guess what? Within about 12 hours, 15 hours, we were up and running again. Why? Because Murray County was prepared, because Williamson County was prepared, because Atlanta and Charlotte, et cetera, was prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville was not prepared.
Well, I appreciate the call. We're speaking with Senator Jack Johnson coming up in the next 15 minutes. And we'll talk to him about your recommendation and see what he has to say as Senate Majority Leader. Obviously, I know leadership is looking into, if not direct takeover, then certainly regionalization of the system so that the woke in Davidson County are not the sole decision makers in what obviously impacts the more red communities on the exterior of the metro area. While I have you in the 2 or 3 minutes that we have left, Andy, I want to ask you about the 11 appropriates bills, I guess it is now, that have been passed. We seem to be moving the ship in the right direction. It is slow sledding, but I know you can't be happy with some of the cuts that weren't in the package. At the same time, is this the best we could expect in the short term to try to get us where we're trying to go with regard to budgeting and 12 separate appropriations bills?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, as one of the most conservative members of Congress, this doesn't go far enough. Obviously, we have to deal with the Senate, but the problem is like in this current package, there was money that was put in there by the Senate. Let me be clear, and that they sent back over to us and kind of forced us to vote on. Was money for refugee resettlement. The American people have spoken. I mean, even CNN is reporting the fact that, I think it's roughly 86% of whites don't like the way this is being handled as far as immigration and IDs to vote. African Americans, Latinos, overwhelmingly, there's unity on this issue about refugees and voting and citizenship. And so it's one of those unique kind of perfect storm, if you will, where we can do the right thing and restore our republic. And look, if you and I go, and I'm getting off task a little bit, but if you and I go to Mexico, we go to France, we go to Germany, we don't have any inherent rights. But some of those folks on the left immediately want to grant those to illegal. So, but that being said, is we have to do more. We have to continue to cut. But part of this is teaching this system up here. It's kind of muscle memory of, we can do more with less. We can create government efficiency. And when you look at Minneapolis in particular and look at all the waste, the fraud, and abuse, we're talking about billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in abuse and fraud that's taking place all over this country. And if we just fix that, that's money that comes back to our local communities, that goes to education, that goes to our veterans, goes to those individuals that truly deserve the type of assistance that the federal government can provide. But it's a tough nut to crack. This is a big ship. It turns slowly. I liken it to the Titanic all the time. That again, it turns slowly. But if we don't continue to turn, if we don't continue to correct course, we know that there's a collision ahead and it's going to be catastrophic. So fortunately, I'm close with the president. I have a good working relationship with the president. And what I can tell you is he truly cares about the future of this country. And we're going to continue to fight to cut. But it's going to be a long slog. And, I think every day I look in the mirror, I get a little grayer, but it's because this issue right here is going to determine the future of our country and the country that we give to our children.
Final thought, I'm a new Murray County resident, Andy. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I'm now a part of Murray County. I live in Mount Pleasant, and we're watching as Mount Pleasant makes some decisions about how they're going to utilize different water resources in the aftermath of this vote by the Columbia City Council at the urging of this mayor, Chaz Mulder, to raise rates by 150%. I mean, I understand that we need some action with regard to water resources, but this seems like an insane tax increase on the citizens, not just of Columbia, but all of Murray County and anyone utilizing Columbia Power and Water. Any thoughts on this local issue?
Yeah, so they're spending a ton of money. I mean, part of it is the kind of that power grab they're trying to build. They're anticipating, in my humble opinion, a type of regionalization in the future. So the more individuals, the more infrastructure they have, the more control they'll have over that regionalization. So what they're doing is they're literally passing that cost onto the current users of water. But like you said, a huge and tremendous expense. Obviously, southern Middle Tennessee, we have issues with water long term. There's lots of ideas how that's going to be corrected. The governor, the General Assembly, even locals are talking about that, whether it's the Duck, is it the Tennessee River, is it Cumberland River, et cetera. But that being said, it's an exorbitant tax hike and unfortunate burden on the consumers there in Murray County. But I've never seen a liberal that doesn't like to increase taxes, and Chaz is just another example.
I look forward to the next year, considering I think he's going to try to run against you, isn't he?
Oh, no, he's definitely running. He's been raising tons of money. But, it is what it is. I think.
I heard that laugh, by the way, Andy. I heard it. That's good.
I have worked hard. We work very hard on constituent services, and I try to be very available to the community. I mean, I've been holding town halls, to the point where Antifa came to one of them in Spring Hill, but that's okay. But that being said, is at the end of the day, I'll prevail. But it's because I've been working hard and will continue to work hard. But look, if somebody wants to run, he has a right to run. And I think at the end of the day, I think when people see his policies versus mine, it's going to be clear. And I've beaten every one of my opponents by double digits, but I take every race seriously. I work hard. I'll continue to work hard. And so I obviously ask for everyone's support. But at the end of the day, right now, it's not about campaigns. It's about the people of Nashville. It's about the fact that they don't have power. It's about the fact that we have a long-term problem with NES that has to be corrected. So this never happens again. And we must get back and end with that, is because NES has a choice for its future. And real people are affected by that. And if they don't change, I would call on the General Assembly to step in harshly. And if I had a magic wand and could do it myself, I would. But at the end of the day, they need to be restructured. There needs to be more direct accountability so that when times like this occur, they're well prepared and keep in mind, in 2024, NES had 100 DEI trainings. Think about that for a minute. Every 3 days, they were doing some sort of DEI training. What they should have been doing is trimming trees.
Cutting down trees. Amen. Or at least branches. Representative Andy Ogles, always good to catch up. Thank you so much for your time. We'll do it again soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, take care. There's Representative Ogles joining us for a few moments. Chaz Mulder, the current mayor of Columbia, will be running as a Democrat. Now, Andy's got some primary competition in the form of Charlie Hatcher before then. 57 after the hour. I'm very late, as usual, on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.